Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Nur Hazira binti Hazimi, and today my team and I will be discussing a current issue in personal financial planning involving Encik Helmi and his family. They have shared some financial information with us, and we will be analyzing their situation to provide advice and solutions for better financial management. So today I will be presenting on their background financial information and their savings goals.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Nisa binti Hassan from Poppy Group. In today's presentation, I will be presenting on Helmi's insurance coverage information, tax planning, and estate planning.
Hi, my name is Nur Fatia binti Hassan. I'm from the group Poppy. So for today, I'll be presenting on Encik Helmi debt management and also his retirement management.
So here are the topics that we will be covering in this presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. I would like to begin by presenting the background of Encik Helmi and his family to give context to their financial plan, which will help us understand the foundation of their financial planning. So as the appointed financial advisor to Encik Helmi and Puan Halimah, I have been entrusted with reviewing the detailed financial information they have kindly shared with me. Based on the data provided, I am able to offer a comprehensive assessment of their current financial position and future planning needs. So Encik Helmi, who is 40 years old, is a successful engineer drawing a stable monthly income of 9,500 ringgit. His wife Puan Halimah, 35 years old, is a driven online entrepreneur, earning 3,500 monthly. Together, they are nurturing two children, Hana, 15 years old, who is progressing well in secondary school with hopes of entering university, and Hamdan, 7 years old, who is autistic and requires a more specialized support system rather than the conventional education path. Their financial information includes Helmi's EPF savings, which currently stand at 240,000 ringgit, while Halimah does not contribute to any formal retirement fund. The couple owns two properties, which is one inherited and one self-purchased, adding to their asset base. They also maintain multiple savings accounts, including emergency funds, tabung haji, and also ASP. Their monthly commitments include a mortgage, car loans, a credit card balance, and a buy now pay later installment for a laptop. Additionally, they spend 850 ringgit monthly on takaful, 550 ringgit for their children's medical insurance, and up to 2,800 ringgit per year on car insurance. They have expressed a strong desire to secure Hana's future university education, while also ensuring that in the event of death or disability, the family's housing and education costs are fully covered. So based on the information disclosed, I recommend strengthening Halimah's retirement plan, streamlining short-term liabilities, and enhancing their savings strategy through diversification and long-term investment instruments. I believe these steps will help safeguard their financial future and ensure peace of mind for the entire family. But before I can conclude my recommendations as their financial advisor, my group will present to you our recommendations to the family in 5 particular areas, which is debt management, savings goals, insurance and retirement management, tax planning, and also estate planning.
So let's look at Helmi family finances, starting with their balance sheet. This shows what they own and what they owe as of June 2025. So let's go deeper to their assets breakdown. First, we can see Encik Helmi owns the liquid assets amounting of RM 13,000, and the breakdown is emergency fund amounting of RM 5,000, which is a good start, but ideally 3 to 6 months of expenses. Encik Helmi also owns savings and tabung haji amounting of RM 7,500, which is as easily accessible for short-term needs. Apart of that, Encik Helmi also owns lifestyle assets amounting of RM 713,000. So we can see here the breakdown of the lifestyle assets, which is the first one is house worth RM 550,000, which is their biggest asset. Besides that, they own cars, which is Toyota Harrier amount of RM 135,000, and also Toyota Vios amount of RM 28,000. Apart of that, Encik Helmi also own investment asset amount of RM 675,000, which is contains EPF amount of RM 240,000 for their retirement savings, and also ASB inherited property amount of RM 435,000 for their long-term investments. So total assets amount of RM 1.4 million. This looks strong at first glance. So let's move to their liabilities breakdown. As what we can see, Encik Helmi have the current debts amount of RM 6,900, which is for the credit card, and also BNPL laptop. So we can see here for the credit card, the amount is RM 2,400 at 18% interest, which is urgent to pay. For the BNPL laptop, the amount is RM 4,500, which is interest free but still a liability. For the long-term debts, Encik Helmi have the home loan and also car loans. For the home loan, the amount is RM 257 and 805,000, which is 15 years left. And for the car loans is for RM 92,900 for the Harrier plus Vios. So total liabilities of mounting of RM 357,605 is manageable, but the credit card debt is costly. Based on the balance sheet, we can see the net worth of Encik Helmi amounting of RM 1.04 million, this is healthy, but they can improve cash flow by reducing debts. Now, let's talk about their monthly cash flow, because even with strong assets, high debts can strain their budget. So now let's examine Helmi's monthly cash flow. Where his money comes from and where it's going. This shows why he's facing a financial stress. So first, we can see Helmi has two steady income sources, which is 9,500 from his salary and 1,500 from renting his inherited house. So the total amount of these two income amounting of RM 11,000 per month. This seems comfortable at first glance, but watch what happened to this money. So basically, for the expenses analysis, we get to see that biggest drains are from the Toyota Harrier. This alone is 29% of his income, which is amounting of RM 3,200, and the second one is mortgage payment amounting of RM 1,552, and also the credit card payment due to 18% of interest, which is amounting of RM 1,200. This week's costs leave a little room for flexibility, but while important, this commitment are straining his budget. For the insurance and investment, he also spent RM 2,858, which is 850 for family takaful, RM 550 for children medical insurance, and 958 to emergency saving, which is good but may need adjustment. For the lifestyle, which is 1,500, is a basic living cost like utilities, groceries. This is already lean amount. There's a little fat to cut here. So when we subtract all expenses, for RM 12,590 from the income, which is RM 11,000, we see the problem where the monthly is deficit of RM 1,590. He is losing nearly RM 19,000 per year. So this is a sustainability situation requires immediate action in 3 areas. So to fix this, we must reduce the car payment, which is you can refinance or downgrade. And the second one is to eliminate the credit card debt. And lastly is temporarily adjust savings to stop bleeding. Small changes can turn this deficit into surplus within months. Now, let's talk about how Helmi's family can better manage their debts and monthly cash flow. First, for the Toyota Harrier loan, RM 3,200 per month, this is very expensive. So, they can try to refinance their loan for low payments or consider selling downgrading to a cheaper car. Why? Freeing up even RM 1,000 per month helps a lot. Second, for their credit card debt, which is 18% interest. The high interest make this debt grow fast. So Helmi need to pay more than minimum. Aim for 500 per month. Stop using the credit card until it's paid off. For the BNPL laptop loan, amount of RM 4,500, it's interest free. But use the 1,500 raised to pay this off quickly. One less payment to worry about. Now let's look at your monthly money management. So adjust saving temporarily. Reduce PRS emergency fund contributions likely for 3 to 6 months. Why? To focus on paying off debt first. And also, he has to track spending quickly, to use free app like Money Lover or Wallet, and have a weekly money check-in with the family. For the long-term plan, once debts are under control, he has to rebuild emergency saving to 3 to 6 months expenses and restore PRS contribution for retirement. Remember, small steps make a big difference. Start with one thing today. Maybe tracking expenses or paying extra on the credit card. You've got this.
So now let's take a quick look at Encik Helmi's savings goals and what can be improved. For the emergency fund, they have 5,000 ringgit. It is a good start, but they should aim for at least 12,000 ringgit by saving 500 monthly. For education fund, if Hana wants to pursue in private university, they need to start saving in SSPNI for about 250 to 600 ringgit monthly. So for retirement plan, Helmi is 40 and aims to retire at 60. So they need around 840,000 to maintain their lifestyle, saving consistently over 20 years. As Hamdan is autistic, a trust or hibah of 100 to 200,000 ringgit should be set up for his future care. So Helmi owns, for investment, Helmi owns a house in Gombak. So renting it out for 1,500 ringgit monthly can support Hamdan's needs. For other investment, Helmi should continue EPF contributions while Halimah should start PRS or Aisaraan for retirement and save more in tabung haji. For the debts, they have credit card and buy now pay later debts, so these should be cleared within 6 months using salary raises or tax refunds, and they should avoid new debts. So what I can summarize from his savings goals: with proper planning, disciplined savings, and strategic use of their assets, Encik Helmi's family can secure their financial future for the better future for their family.
Hi, I'm Nisa. I will be sharing Encik Helmi's current insurance coverage and what changes should be considered. Firstly, regarding life takaful, Encik Helmi is paying about 850 ringgit per month, which totals 10,200 ringgit per year. This is a good practice, but it is recommended that he should check the sum covered as at least 300,000 ringgit or more, ideally 5 to 10 times his annual income. It is to make sure his family is well prepared if anything happens to him. Secondly, medical insurance for the children. They already have medical coverage for both children, paying 550 ringgit per month, which is 6,600 ringgit per year. This coverage is sufficient and they should maintain this protection to cover any medical needs for both children. Unfortunately, Puan Halimah does not have her own medical takaful or income protection. It would be wise for her to consider taking up medical takaful and an income protection plan, so that if her business is interrupted due to illness or unexpected issues, her income remains resource. It is also advisable for her to name a nominee so that any insurance payout goes directly to her family without delay. On motor insurance for both cars, the annual premium for the Toyota Harrier is 8,000 ringgit, which matches the market value of around 135,000 ringgit. Meanwhile, the Toyota Vios insurance costs 2,000 ringgit per year, which is reasonable for its market value. So in total, Encik Helmi's family currently spends around 26,800 ringgit per year on insurance, which is quite high. To make this more effective, they should review all policies for any overlaps, confirm that the takaful sum is enough, add medical and income protection for Puan Halimah, and name nominees to make future claims easier. By doing all this, they can better protect their family's finances and secure their future with more peace of mind.
Let's talk about Helmi and Halimah retirement plans. At 40 years old, it's time to check if they are on track. As what we can see current situation, Helmi retirement saving have the EPF balance amounting for 240k, which is a good start with monthly contributions of 11% from employee plus 30% from employer, amounting for 2,565 per month. Keep this going, it's automatic and grows with compound interest. And we can see Halimah retirement saving here. She only have RM 15,000 in ESB. Since she is self-employed, she has no EPF. Based on their retirement planning, I would recommend Puan Halimah to open PRS account this month to contribute at least 300 per month, equal to 3,600 per year for full tax relief. For both of them, for the long term, use the 3,500 monthly surplus after debt are managed to increase PRS contribution or invest in ASB or EPF self-contribution. For their retirement goal check, at 40 years old, aim for 3 times your annual income safe. For Encik Helmi, you're on track, which is RM 240k versus RM 114k target. For Puan Halimah, needs to catch up. Small steps today equal to big security tomorrow. Start with Halimah's BRS, then grow from there. Your future self will thank you.
Now, I will share Encik Helmi and Puan Halimah's income tax details and how they manage their tax reliefs. First, Encik Helmi's income. His yearly salary is 114,000 ringgit, plus he earns 18,600 ringgit from renting out the inherited house. So his total annual income comes to 132,600 ringgit. He claims various tax reliefs like self-relief, EPF and life insurance, medical insurance for himself and the kids, medical expenses, SSP&I for Hana, PRS, lifestyle expenses, and even relief for supporting his parents and Hamdan's disability. Altogether, these reliefs add up to about 49,500 ringgit, so his chargeable income drops to 83,100 ringgit. Based on this, his total tax is about 6,189 ringgit. But after deducting his zakat payments and monthly tax deductions, he should actually get a refund of about 11,211 ringgit. Next, for Puan Halimah, she makes about 42,000 a year from her online business. She also claims reliefs like self-relief, medical insurance, medical expenses, and lifestyle expenses for skill upgrades and broadband. So her total reliefs come to 15,500 ringgit, which brings her chargeable income down to 26,500 ringgit. Her total tax payable is about 345 ringgit, but she pays zakat and qualifies for the self-rebate, so she should get back about 3,655 ringgit. In summary, both Helmi and Halima have used their tax reliefs wisely. If they get tax refund, it is recommended that they use the money to settle short-term debts like the credit card and BNPL laptop, or to boost their savings for emergencies or retirement. So far, Helmi has used most of the key tax reliefs like lifestyle reliefs, EPF and life insurance, medical insurance for kids, SSPNI for education savings, and his private retirement scheme. This is already a very good practice. However, he can still maximize his tax relief. For example, he could include medical checkups within the lifestyle relief limit, which allows up to 2,500 ringgit. He should also make sure he and Puan Halimah both have separate takaful coverage for medical and life protection. This can help claim more relief while boosting their financial security. If Helmi is supporting his mother, he might also qualify for parent relief, but of course, this depends on meeting certain conditions. Another thing to note is that Helmi's monthly tax deduction, or MTD, seems a bit too high, so he should get his employer to adjust this to avoid overpaying. On the other hand, if Helmi gets a tax refund from LHDN, it would be wise to use that extra money to build up an emergency fund, maybe by saving in ESB or PRS, or to pay off short-term debts like his credit card or BNPL laptop. Finally, his son, Hamdan, if he is registered with JKM for autism, Helmi could also claim disabled child relief, which would reduce his tax even more. So overall, with these extra steps, Encik Helmi can optimize his tax savings and free up more money to support his family. Hi, I will now share what Encik Helmi's family should do with the inherited assets and how they can plan better for the future. Firstly, regarding the will or wasiat, Encik Helmi currently does not have a will. He should prepare a wasiat to make sure his assets are distributed properly to his heirs, who are his wife and children, and he may also choose to allocate part of it to charity. Not only that, Encik Helmi should arrange for a power of attorney, POA, so that if he ever gets sick or is unable to make decisions himself, someone he can trust can help manage his affairs. Next, Encik Helmi should appoint a guardian for Hamdan and set up a trust or hibah of around 100,000 to 200,000 ringgit to cover Hamdan's living and medical costs in the future. In addition, he should name a nominee in his takaful plan so the payout goes straight to his family without any delay. Alright, moving on to own properties. Encik Helmi owns an inherited house valued at 420,000 ringgit, and his own house is worth 550,000 ringgit, which brings the total estate value to about 970,000 ringgit. To avoid future complications, he should consider using hibah to transfer the house or savings directly to his wife and children while he is still alive. Lastly, before driving under the asset under Faraid, they should clear any short-term debts, especially the credit card and BNPL laptop, so this do not affect what the heirs will receive. So by preparing a proper wasiat, appointing guardian and nominee, using hibah for his properties, and settling all short-term debts early, Encik Helmi can ensure his family and Hamdan's future are protected and that the distribution of his assets will be smooth and fair. Alright, I will explain how Encik Helmi's estate will be distributed based on Faraid after paying off his debts. First, Encik Helmi's total estate is worth about 970,000 ringgit. From this, he has debts totaling 357,605 ringgit. So after settling this, the balance of the estate is 612,395 ringgit. Next, under Faraid, his wife will receive 1/8 of the balance estate. So 612,395 multiplied by 1/8 is 76,549 ringgit and 38 cents. After giving his wife's share, the remaining estate is 535,845 ringgit 0.62 cents. This residue will be shared by the children, which are the daughter and son. So according to the Islamic Faraid, the ratio is 1 part for the daughter and 2 parts for the son. So we divide the residue by 3. 535,845 ringgit and 62 cents is divided by 3, which is equal to 178,615 ringgit 0.21 cents per share. The daughter will receive 1 share, which is 178,615 ringgit 0.21 cents. The son will receive 2 shares, so that's 178,615 ringgit 0.21 cents times 2, which is equal to 357 ringgit. The son will receive 2 shares, so that's 178,615 ringgit 0.21 cents times 2, which is equal to 357,230 ringgit 0.42 cents. And finally, this leaves no distribution balance, meaning the estate is fully distributed. As an extra step, Encik Helmi should appoint a guardian for Hamdan to ensure his special needs are taken care of. The amounts distributed should also help cover Hamdan's living and medical costs in the future. So finally, this leaves no distributed balance, meaning the estate is fully distributed according to Faraid. Alright, here is a quick summary and plan for Encik Helmi's family. Currently, they are losing 1,590 ringgit every month, mainly because of the expensive car loan and credit card debt. Also, Halimah still does not have her own retirement savings, and they have yet to set up trust for Hamdan. So in the next 6 months' time, they should refinance or sell the expensive car or purchase a more affordable car. Use the salary raise or any tax refund to clear off the credit card and laptop debts as soon as possible. They should stick to a stricter budget so they do not have to overspend again. And over the next 1 to 2 years, they should build up their emergency savings to at least 12,000 ringgit. And Halimah should start her private retirement scheme, PRS, with 300 ringgit a month for extra retirement savings. And they should also begin putting money aside for Hana's education. Finally, for the long term, they should set up a 100,000 ringgit trust or hibah for Hamdan's future needs. It is best for them to prepare a wasiat and hibah to handle inheritance smoothly. Not only that, they should review insurance coverage so everyone stays protected. With disciplined debt payments, smart saving habits, and better protection planning, Encik Helmi should transform his economic struggles into a stable future for his family. Thank you.